Hi everyone, it's Rebecca from the CodeWords team, and in this video I'm going to give you an introduction to our graph and code views. Normally, automation platforms require you to drag and drop physical nodes to create your workflow. The problem with this is that it's time consuming, you have to architect your workflow and know where things should go, and you normally have to technically configure any nodes to connect to the apps and integrations required. This means that although these tools are normally no or low code, there's still technical expertise required, and if you have a non-technical background, the learning curve can be quite steep. CodeWords aims to get rid of these layers, as you simply describe in the chat what you'd like to automate, and CodeWords will architect the solution for you. You can then connect to your integrations in just a couple of clicks, and you can easily make edits and updates by asking in the chat. So let's go through a quick example of how this works. So I'm going to ask Cody to create a brand sentiment analyzer. And what will happen first is CodeWords will visualize the workflow graph to make this happen, without me having to do any of the drag and drop. As you can see, the graph has appeared to the side. It's got a manual trigger that's going to find the relevant subreddits, search the posts across those subreddits, and then generate a sentiment report. If I'm happy with this, I can then ask Cody to build it. Normally, this graph would be made by physically dragging and dropping and then connecting these physical nodes. I'd then have to test each step manually, and I'd have to try and fix whatever didn't work. In this case, I can just say to Cody, yes, please build it, and then test it later, or test as we go. In this case, we're just going to build first and test later. But this allows me to have complete visibility over my workflow automation, and it doesn't require me to do any of the manual work. As CodeWords builds the workflow automation, it will start writing the code. So if I head up to the top, you'll see there are two sections here. One allows me to see the view of the graph, and the other allows me to see the view of the code. If I click on the code view, I'll be able to see the code layer that's underneath my workflow. This exists so you can have complete visibility over what you're building, especially if you're more technical. From here, you can easily export the code and use it elsewhere. Normally, automation platforms use predefined drag and drop nodes, but the problem with this is that they're constrained to predefined actions. The reason CodeWords generates a code layer is so that you can be more expressive with what you build. Once Cody is ready, I can then test this workflow automation. So I've been asked here which brand I'd like to test, and I've decided I want to try Notion. Cody will then start running my workflow for me to test it. As you can see here, you can see that these nodes are being used and that it's currently finding subreddits to analyze. It's now going to analyze the sentiment and generate my report. And as you can see here, it's generated me a full report. It's included the positive and the negative sentiment, as well as a subreddit breakdown and some notable quotes. Cody's then checked with me whether I'm happy with this or whether I'd like to continue editing and tweaking it, but in this case I'm happy. After I've confirmed that I'm happy, CodeWords will deploy it for me. In the deployment, I'll also be given this URL, and if I click on the URL, it will take me to my own run page. From the run page, I can add a schedule, and I can either click edit or head back to the chat if I want to add a trigger. If there were integrations involved in this workflow, I'd be able to click on the node and a connect button would appear in the top right corner. Or I can ask Cody in the chat. So that is a short introduction to our graph and code views.